Hi, Beth. Can you see me?
Yes.
I'm on my phone, though, not on the computer, so
Okay. I don't
just...
know what happened. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Okay,
I don't
so now,
happen either.
I don't know. Okay, so now we'll wait for the other two to join us. Natalie was on and Lindsay was on. There's
I'm
Lindsay.
here.
Okay, it's doing the bouncing back and forth thing again. I thought I turned that off. Okay.
Did you invite Natalie?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Whatever. It bounces back and forth. Who cares? Okay, well, let's just get started because I don't want to take up any more of y'all's time. Lindsay, do I do the... I'm not going to do the part I already did. Or do I do it?
Well, you
I
want
haven't
to...
doing that.
What?
I haven't finished going through that profile thing that you sent. I didn't do it yet.
Okay, I'll just do it. I'll do it quick, okay? Okay, let me screen share.
I'm going to mute mine.
Okay. Okay, so I'm going to go through the DISC personality strengths profile. And so if you haven't done it, do it please. And I just posted my results. So if you can just take a little screenshot of the little bar graph on page 2, that's really all we need to look at. And that's how you'll determine which of these you might fall under. Or even just listening to how I describe each of the 4 traits, personalities, you'll be able to know which one's you. Okay, so D, if you're a high D, so that means the colored little bar under each of the 4, DISC, whichever one is the highest colored bar, that's your strongest personality trait. Okay, so if that one's a D, then you're dominant. Like you like to be in the driver's seat, you're dominant. You're the dominant characteristic. So you're pretty fast-paced and task-oriented. So none of these things are bad. It's just for no personality is better than the other. It's just so you know which one you are. Maybe you can change how you communicate with other people who are not the same as you. So that's just going to help us as a team work together better and understand each other. Okay, so if you're a D, your goal is results and control. So you're pretty much a self-starter. So these are awesome to have in our business. If you sponsor somebody that's a self-starter, you probably aren't going to have much communication with them in the beginning because they're just going to do what they need to do. They are taking this in their own hands. They're going to get started. They're pretty, they're self-starters. And so one of their fears is loss of control. So if you're trying to coach them in the way that you want, they might not like that. So just be aware of that, who your Ds are. So they bring lots of value to your team, of course. They're pretty innovative. They're pretty creative. They're going to challenge the status quo, which isn't a bad thing. That can be a good thing. They're really good problem solvers. They're pretty direct. And so Bree Richardson said she was a strong D. So some people might call them witches, but with a B. But it's just, they don't mean that. It's just the way they're coming off because of their personality. So if you can understand that, you can see where they're coming from. Okay, some limitations if you're a D. You fear losing. You might be an impatient listener. So just be aware of that and work on it. You sometimes might move too fast. And then you change without planning. Okay, and then you might need, here's what you kind of need to feel in control and you need in your life. You strive for quality and accuracy. You need to consult with others and consider people's feelings because you might not be so great at that at times. Give other people a chance to speak and for you to really try to take the time to listen and understand them. Okay, so that's a D. You might know if that's you. If you're an I, that stands for influencing and it's inspiring. So you're fast-paced, just like a D, but you are people-oriented instead of task-oriented. So you talk a lot. You're very open. You share all your feelings. Sometimes it's a little too much about you, and so that might be something you can work on. So your goals are involving people and recognizing people, which is great. We definitely need I's in our team and in our business. And then you fear rejection and loss of approval. So just if you have an I on your team, so be aware of that. They need your approval. And so if you're not, like there's a way to deliver criticism, right? And so just be really aware of that with I's. So they're really enthusiastic, they're really talkative, they're really emotional, they share a lot about themselves. So some limitations, if you're an I, you talk mainly about yourself, so just be aware of that. You fear not being liked, so you're a people pleaser. And so here are things you need that would help you in your relationships and communicating with other people. Ask questions of others. Strive for Lindsay, can you post the new link in the groups? Sorry, thank you.
Where do I get that?
All right, hold on. The little invite people, the little person with a plus sign up on top. No? Okay.
Okay.
You see it?
Nothing's happening.
Okay, hold on. Let me just send it to you really quickly.
Okay.
Okay, I just sent it to you on Messenger. Okay, let's keep going. Sorry. Okay, I's. Did I finish I's? Things that you can do to help are asking questions of others. Consider things really carefully, so just slow down a little bit because you talk a lot, so slow down and then make sure people are understanding you, so maybe ask questions after you're finished and try to listen really carefully to other people. Okay, S's are methodical and people-oriented. So I said a little bit ago, Lindsay's an S. These are good ones. We're good listeners, they're team players, they're pretty steady, they're like the steady eddies. Okay, and so that's a good thing. On the flip side, they don't like change, and they kind of might get anxious or just unsteady if they don't have that security and things aren't the way they're used to. And so your goals are security and stability. So you can, some possible limitations, so things you can be aware of and work on. You might hold on to things for too long. You might take on the problems of other people because you're so people-oriented, so those that are really close to you, you're just going to side with them, whether it's really your opinion or not. And you're sometimes afraid to take risks, and you lack creativity. And so what could help, what you might need to do to help yourself in relationships and your business is move a little more quickly, act independently, and just try new approaches. Since you don't have that creativity, just try different approaches. Okay, and C's, I'm a C, so I'm methodical and task-oriented. Your goal is accuracy and order. Sometimes you're perfectionistic. You're a fact finder, so somebody's going to tell me I'm wrong. I'm going to go find where exactly it says in the presenter's agreement or whatever. And I know people that are C's. It's the way it is, and that's the way it is. Like that's the rule, and that's how it's supposed to be. So that's what we're going to do. So they're really careful. They have high standards. So fears could also be criticism of performance and lack of standards. So if you're going to deliver some criticism to a C or even to the other one, I think it was an I, just be careful in how you're doing that. Just be sensitive. And so things that C's can work on, so possible limitations are perfectionistic, never satisfied, they fear criticism, they're overly sensitive. And so what they need in order to kind of be at peace with themselves and peace in their world is striving for flexibility. Since they're so kind of rigid, they can be rigid sometimes. Strive for flexibility, move a little more quickly, and go after what you want. Okay, so I wanted to share all this with you to help us as a team. So just some questions you can ask yourself after you finish and figure out what your behavior style is what will I do as a result of this new awareness? So just think about how can this help me in my life, in my business, in my career? How will understanding others' strengths help me relate to them? And then who on my team do I need better communication and understanding with? So ask them for their DISC profile. And I posted in the group if you could just take a little screenshot of your page 2 where it shows that bar graph. And so just know who is on your team, know what their strengths are, and then maybe what you can really help them with, how you can curb your communication styles. Okay. Melissa, are you ready to share yours? Okay, you're muted. Can you unmute yourself?
Okay, I just
Okay. I'm gonna put it on you, I think. Let me screen share again. Okay, so Melissa just went to Empower You. Lindsay and I were saying we're really jealous because you got Sherry Brown and Amber Voigt.
I know they.
And I'm sure you got lots of other people also. Okay, so go ahead, Melissa.
Okay. It was really great. I got to listen to so many great people. It was my first time in California, so it was awesome. But they shared so much information, and I think I just kind of put everything together. So it is really a recap. It's not just Sherry Brown's part or Amber Voigt's part. I just kind of put it all together because it kind of overlapped a little.
Yeah.
Some of the main things that they talked about, which are so important things that I have to remember, was about branding yourself and using videos, selfies, and face-to-face business to do it. But as far as the videos, what they mentioned was that we have humans now, especially with all this social media technology, we have such a low, short attention span. It's just 8.25 seconds. And I'm kind of like that too. I'm scrolling through things, and if it's just taking too long, it's taking too long, I'll skip it for now,
Mm-hmm.
So when we're doing our videos, we really need to think about that and keep them short. They did say, keep them under 3 minutes for sure, but remember that people only have attention span of 8.25 seconds. They also talked about how we can post pictures and we can put text in there, but that video is just going to be so much stronger than the text because people just will see it right away. And the really crazy thing is, like, it makes them feel like they know you, which is so true. I've watched Sherry Brown, and so when I met her in California, I felt connected, like I already knew her.
Yeah.
She didn't know me, but you just feel that connection, and so that's really what we need to do with our customers and the people who are viewing all of our videos.
And can I add your team also?
Oh, right.
Like that's how, people need a connection to Younique, and it's through whoever their sponsor is or whoever their upline is. And so that's why I try to post lots of videos.
That's
like Lindsay, I never met her up until a couple of weeks ago, but we felt like we really knew each other because we chat on Facebook or we watch each other's videos. Okay.
Yeah.
Keep
so
going.
true. I feel the same way. I
Yeah.
think I've talked to Lindsay in years, but except for seeing her videos.
Yeah.
One of the things that I find really helpful is that it's good to make a video with no talking, and I know that's the very first one that I did, and I sometimes do that anyway because you get nervous and then you feel like you have to do so many, but just a video with no talking and then you post over. I know I've seen Lindsay do that recently too, that it's just do everything and then don't talk and go back and put music or words to it later. To talk about YouTube, which I haven't used yet, but you definitely get a wider audience with your YouTube. And then the titling the video strategically, what that means is put something catchy on there, not something so technical, but something that's going to really make them want to watch it. And then that call to action is about, it was really interesting to me. It's to make a little video to say, ask a question, say, who wants to know how to put mascara on in 5 minutes or in 2 minutes or whatever it is. I'm just making it up right now, but or just to say, who wants to know how to make their lashes super long and luscious, and then when they comment or click yes, then post the video showing them how to do that thing that you asked them if they wanted to learn how to do.
That's cool.
One thing also is keeping the bloopers, which I've made some videos with my Madison, and that little girl, we probably went through 20, and she's, that's why finally the last video we put, her face isn't even smiling anymore. She's just tired of doing it over.
Oh.
So, so I think it probably would have been good had I kept some of our bloopers that we had together. So that's important too.
I tend to say naughty words in my bloopers, so I delete them.
Let's see what's next. I'm trying to look at mine on my computer so I can.
Oh, your
I can read
commercial.
the tiny. Okay. Okay. So the commercial. Yeah. So really, I think I've tried to do this. I haven't posted any yet, really, but this is really catchy. You know, to just say I have a fancy mascara business and I can teach others how to do it too. Just to get something catchy and quick. That one about the 3 easy steps: gels, fiber gel, gel, fibers, gel. And you look fabulous all day. So just something quick. And again, I think the point here was that they'll look at the commercial, they'll look at the little video versus everything that's written in your text.
Yeah.
And of course, our why video, why we do it. And you know, Amber Boyd talked about her big. She had a big emotional why, you know, a real big change of life for her. But she did make sure to say that everybody's why is different, and we're going to connect with somebody. No matter what it is, you know. For me, just making that extra and paying for makeup without having to pay for it anymore, you know, that's something extra that we're doing. So she mentioned just any little thing, whatever connects you to people, whatever it is that gives us our why, somebody's going to connect to that, and so it's important to talk about.
Okay.
Oh, the selfies. Gosh, I need to learn how to do this better. Using natural light and definitely taking care of the angle that you're using. They post some pictures about the things not to show in the video, you know, so that people will look at your eyes and not somewhere else if if you happen to have that angle where more of you shows that maybe shouldn't. So be
okay.
careful with that kind of angle. Yeah. They also talked about the upside down camera, which I've seen a lot of posts about that. If you use the upside down camera, it really makes your eyelashes stand out more.
Yeah.
And then also to make sure that you don't just talk about the product, but show it in your videos. And then I've been trying to be really good at this one and making my own selfies and my own videos rather than using others. But of course, again, it's all part of that connection that they all talked about throughout the day. That we need to connect and people need to get to know you versus some stranger that they don't know.
Yeah. And that's how, like, your friends want to see it on you. They want to see your results because they know your face. They don't know other people's.
Right.
They can't tell if those are amazing lashes or if the foundation's really covering on that other person. They want to see it on you.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yep. So blitzing, and you know, I feel really new to this still, so I thought, you know, what really are they talking about blitzing? But basically, it's all that face-to-face business, getting people interested, I think, unless I'm wrong, but that's what I gathered from this.
That is, yeah.
And so a real nice quote is, or interesting quote is, your mouth is your office, so always keep it open, which is, you know, always talk about it. That's the only way, you know, everyone you meet, talk about it. You know, I need a lot of help in this, and one of the things that I have here on the slide is that if you're shy, what to do, because I have to talk in front of people all the time, but I'm still a shy person, and so I just need to make myself do that. So when you're shy, if you wear something, you know, the mascara shirt, or if you have a bag with you, that'll attract someone, and they'll ask, so you don't have to be the one to necessarily bring it up all the time. Someone's going to ask you, what is that about? Or, you know, just having your one eye done. The other thing is that definitely keep your 5 to 10 mascaras with you at all times, because if you start talking about it, someone's going to want it. They're going to want it then and there.
Yeah.
There was a lot of talk about where to do blitzing and what you need. Some of those ladies are so experienced, and they talked about how they just talk about it everywhere. But the real thing that, the real good point that they made is that they connect with someone first. They don't just immediately start talking about, hey, you know, have you heard of this mascara? It's something, you know, I really love that necklace that you're wearing, you know, and start up that conversation with them. That'll eventually lead to having a relationship and being able to talk about the business. But really, where is everywhere? Everywhere you go, at the grocery store, at church, at the bank, your kids' events. So anywhere and everywhere.
Okay, let me add something about the shy. Ella Whitaker at Our Empower You gave a really funny example of, if you're really shy, here's what you can do. Just pretend like you're on the phone. Like you're checking out at the grocery store, you pretend like you're on the phone and you're about to make a delivery, and yeah, I have them in my purse right now. Oh my gosh, you're gonna love it. I have my one eye done right now. So you're having this whole fake conversation to try to interest whoever's around you, and so that was pretty funny.
Yeah, that is pretty funny. It's kind of that acting too.
Yeah.
Which reminds me that one of the things that I mentioned was to always have an event. Even if you don't have an event, as far as other people know you have an event, something is coming up. Oh, I've got so many parties going on, or I've got this event I'm doing. I need to make sure that I have some mascara for that. So just because that will keep them interested. You know, the showing that other people are interested in your business, even though it's not, even though you might be making some of it up, will garner more interest of other people.
Like posting those kinds of comments on Facebook?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Like just always having an event. Just, I mean, whether or not they think there's an event, or whether or not it's a true one, you always act like you have one.
Okay.
Finding a hostess. Definitely, there was a lot of talk about the follow-up with the previous customers, and so that kind of comes into play with this. But it's customers who love the product. Could be some, definitely your close friends and family. Church members, neighbors, coworkers, anybody that you see definitely could be one. But one of the things that was mentioned was don't ask them for help. Don't say, hey, I need help. I need some hostesses. I need you to help me host a party. But basically you're asking for bookings, not for help.
Yeah.
So, whoops. Okay, so definitely that's what you're doing. When you're talking about to the hostess, you're asking them what they want on their wish list so you can kind of help them to get to that point and let them know what you can help them get. And then coaching them. I think this is something I need to learn how to do a little bit better. Helping her understand her back office and also what to post in the parties. And I know that's something that's ongoing that I see a lot in the groups, but it's really important that I know I've had some parties recently where there were good sales and they qualified, and then I've had some other ones that really didn't, and it really did make a difference what the hostess was doing.
Yeah, that's going to make or break you. And I was going to add, somebody at Our Empower You, I think it was Bree, said when you're following up with somebody, like you have to put it in your head that they're either going to host a party for you or they're going to sign up with Younique. And so, like, you just need to have that mindset that when you're following up, these are your options. You don't say that to them, but you're so sure of that you know you're gonna come off differently if you're just more confident and you're like, they're either gonna sign up or they're gonna host a party for me. That's what I know is gonna happen. Let me follow up with them.
Yeah. Okay. So part of that virtual parties, the themes are important. Be creative with the names. I know I just recently saw something on one of the groups with a great big huge list of different kinds of names for your party. Mm-hmm. And definitely put a personal message on the party link, and then of course the basic posting 3 times a day, but then doing tutorials and tips, and include videos again of yourself and that.
Lots of videos, lots of selfies.
Yep. So the customer care is important. A lot of this was part of. Oops.
Sherry.
My phone is dying.
Oh no.
Okay. That's okay. I've got 20%. I think it's good.
Okay, you're good.
So customer care. Sherry Brown talked a lot about this. Definitely, her quote is, "Your customer's your pot of gold," and keep track of the long-term customer relationship. And someone asked, what if I haven't followed up with someone in a year? Like they bought with me when I first started, and I haven't even contacted them again. And so she said, that's okay. Follow up and just say, hey, I haven't talked to you in quite a while, but how are you doing with your makeup? It must be time for a reorder, and just start talking to them again. Definitely that fortune's in the follow-up. Those private video messages through Facebook. Again, the videos, she definitely emphasized a lot. Posting thank yous, not only in your group where they bought from, but also on their Facebook page. And then she talked a lot about connecting, and I hadn't really gotten this part I had seen a lot of posts about it, but until she talked about it, I really understood what she was talking about. That when we just like our friends' comments on Facebook, it doesn't really connect them to us, but we have to make a comment, because then I'll comment something, they'll comment something back, and the way Facebook works is that it'll start connecting us, so that every time I make a post, they'll start seeing that more often.
Yeah.
Because they'll see that we have a relationship.
Yeah.
She's so, listening to Sherry Brown is so incredible. She's just such a great speaker, and definitely it was such a treat. But she talked, and I can't even do it justice, but she talked about connecting with Facebook friends on things other than unique. So she showed a picture of this little boy in this quilt, and I don't know what the post was about, but she's commented something like, wow, what kind of quilt is that? You know, I used to do quilting, or my grandmother used to do quilting, and so they started having that connection and just talking back and forth, and that's how she started talking to the person, and who eventually became a customer hostess. She talked about the jab, 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 right hook, like being very nonchalant, and just she's so funny, because she was talking about being behind the counter when she used to do sales, and just kind of spraying her Windex on the counter and not even paying attention to the customer, you know, and she's like, spray, 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 and just cleaning her window, cleaning her glass counter, and, you know, the customer's just kind of hanging around, and so she's just they're just talking about little things. Those are the jab, jab, jabs, right? So they're just talking, and so the customer finally feels comfortable talking to her, and that's when she puts the right hook in there to say, hey, you know, I think you'd really love this product, you know, and start talking about it. So that all goes back to the relationship, you know, just listening to them, talking to them, not even being worried about making the sale or getting the presenter, but really just developing that relationship, and it'll eventually come.
So building the relationship outside of unique.
Yes.
We're direct sales, but we're network marketing, so networking relationships with people.
Okay, so then going on to, I think, did I talk about all of that?
The last one, go to customer's order.
Oh, right. So, sorry. Oh, the customer's order, because talking about following up and going back to what they did, and she talked about having all these little cards like they used to, and keeping track of everybody in there, which I really need to start doing that too, because I really need to follow up like that. But just jotting down what they ordered, and then kind of keeping track of when they need to reorder, and what else we can offer them. So keeping track of what they're saying on Facebook, or what they're looking and liking when you're looking at, or liking when they're on there, and then seeing that, what do you guys call it, the upsell, or you know, going to see what else will go with what they previously ordered. So just really keeping track and knowing your customers. That was the main part of it. Get to know them so that you can offer them what they really want.
Yeah.
Okay, so then with sponsoring, so always look for opportunities. And then Amber Voigt talked a lot about this. She talked about being interested versus always worried about being interesting. So, you know, be interested in other people. Again, it's that whole thing about building relationships and being interested in them and what this will do for them, not for you, but for them. Having that servant type of attitude where, you know, what can I do for this person and what can I do for them? She's really such a down-to-earth, good-hearted person. It was really nice to listen to her, too. She talked a lot about how no means not right now. I know we've seen that all the time, so just don't worry about the no's. Just keep on going and come back to them later. She was also the one who talked about no income claims, you know, about how, you know, I can make this much money, or I can help you make this much money, but instead make a lifestyle post. While we were there in California, they mentioned, you know, why don't you go out to the beach out there and put your toes in the sand and say, look at my office today. I get to work with my toes in the sand while I work. Or I get to, you know, to have my toes in the sand while I work and snap a picture, just showing what you can do while you're doing the business. I know, Beth, you're good at doing that, you know, showing pictures of your son and what you get to do with him.
And did they mention why not to do the no income claims?
You know what? I didn't get that part of it. I didn't remember that.
Sherry actually said that in a video just a few weeks ago, that when we do, I'm guilty of it. I've done it. When you post like a little picture of your card and the bills for dinner, whatever. So doing that and saying things like, "Oh, my unique card bought me dinner. I was able to pay for the flights for convention, whatever."
Right.
We can't do that because that's kind of saying, "Join my team, and this is the kind of money you can make. You'll be able to buy your groceries every week," and you're promising that kind of income, and we cannot do that.
And I think now that you said that, that reminded me that we did have someone there from legal who they kept pointing to them, about it's some kind of legal thing going on that, they could say that was false claims.
Yeah.
So, and definitely also to stay action focused, just to go with that in your mind. I know I wrote in there, I'll talk to 10 new people every day, but it could be 5, or, I'll follow up with 10 people today and talk to 2 new people. But just be action focused and stay focused to that and follow through with it.
That's awesome, and I'll add on sponsoring, I think Tracy Vallejos was at ours, and she talked about listening to people's pain points, pain like P-A-I-N. So whenever you're talking to somebody, they'll, like even today, I saw so many posts about people saying, "Tomorrow's Monday, oh God," and so
right.
Whatever it is, or having to drop my kid off at daycare and somebody's having a hard time, whatever,
yeah.
I can't wait to get out of work on Friday and go have a drink. That's what you're listening to.
Right.
Now, Amber Voigt likes to say you have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason.
Yeah.
So that's what somebody's pain point is. That's how you're gonna curb what you're gonna say to them to get them interested, or just to talk about the business opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
You're not shoving it down their throat. You're just making note of what this one person has said on Facebook, and that's how you're gonna tailor whenever you do message them.
And you reminded me of something which doesn't have anything to do with sponsoring, but it has to do with what we're posting. And I don't remember which one of the ladies mentioned this, but it talked about how we shouldn't be posting about how, oh, I can't believe tomorrow's Monday, I hate my job and I'm going to go there, or just talking very negatively about things, or showing yourself, putting a lot of things that have maybe curse words and just very negative things.
Yeah.
Because this is our business, and so who's going to want to go shop at a place where someone is talking about how awful they feel and how, all the negativity. So we need to just really keep it positive and light, and be careful about, how we come across that way in all our posts and videos.
Yeah, if you're using Facebook as your means to sell your makeup, that's your business page. Whether it's your personal page, and even if it's not public, that's your avenue for making sales, that's your business page.
And something else I didn't put in there, but there were a couple of books that I haven't bought yet, but I definitely want to look at. One of them, I think Amber Voigt talked about, was called 3 Feet from Gold. So it was like, sometimes we feel like, okay, I've already asked enough and I'm going to give up on that one. She talked about how this book was about this miner who sold all his business for just enough to support himself for now, just to get by. And the person who bought from them just drilled 3 more feet and hit gold. And so, that just kind of puts it in perspective about when we want to give up and say, that's enough, I've had it, I'm not gonna try this anymore. And you could have been right there. You tried just a little bit more. The other book was called How to Build Network Marketing Leaders. So I don't remember who talked about that. Maybe Tracy did.
Sherry Brown.
Okay, I wasn't sure which one of them did.
I have this book. I cleared off my desk and I threw everything in a laundry basket. This one. I haven't read it yet. No, that's not it. Just kidding. That's not it. This is another one Amber Voigt talked about. It's down at the bottom of this basket somewhere by Big Al somebody.
I didn't get the names, but it's called How to Build Network Marketing Leaders, and the other one's 3 Feet from Gold.
Okay.
And I know I didn't do it justice. It was a great, great training.
Well, you hit lots of, that was awesome. That was lots of good info for us. I think if somebody's more interested in the sponsoring piece, you go look up Amber Voigt on sponsoring. If somebody's more interested in virtual parties or finding a hostess, blitzing, Amber Voigt just did a Periscope the other day on when she blitzed. You can't look at that because that expired after 24 hours. But Melissa just gave us little bits and pieces of a full day training. And so if you want to know something more about it, just go YouTube whatever the topic is that you're wanting to know about. Okay, awesome. I see Jeannie joined us. Hi. Okay, do y'all have any questions? Somebody's chatting. Hi, Jeannie, just mute yourself. Do y'all have any questions?
I don't remember who it was that said it when we were at our training, Beth, but they said we need to try to solve people's problems. Do you remember that? Do you remember who said that? Try to solve their problems. So when you're posting, for example, I just did something on eyebrows. Okay, a lot of people maybe want to fix their eyebrows or they don't like the way their eyebrows look. So do something that's going to help them solve their problems. So she said something like that. I'm probably wording it the wrong way. Do you remember who it was?
Yeah, like any video you're going to make, you're making a video to solve a problem. So, yeah, it was somebody. What makes a good video?
I don't have my notes on me.
I'm looking at it. It was, I think, Ella Whitaker.
Okay.
Hallie Spencer, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what she said. She was talking about videos and the branding. And so, like, we're selling makeup. Unless people just love makeup all the time and just want any kind of makeup, why are they wanting this certain product? So why are they wanting our concealer? Why are they wanting our wide liner? And so you're making a video. Do you have really small eyes? Do you want to look like you have bigger eyes? White liner. Or do you want to have a pouty lip? Or do you not have eyebrows? Here's my video to show you how you can have eyebrows. And so, yeah, that was what you're talking about, right?
That was something that I should have talked about a little bit better, but that was one of the things about how you can ask a question and then post a video about it. So you can even just ask that open-ended question, like, you know, what do you want to learn today, or what kind of things do you want to see in a video? And then I think I've seen Lindsay do that before in some of hers, and then just post a video about it.
Yeah, that's good. Those are good things.
I'm looking back through my notes, and so now I saw something else that I think maybe is important.
We're going to be on here till 11 o'clock.
I know, sorry.
No, it's good. It's good info.
How to make, because sometimes I have this problem too. It's like, how do I even attract more people to my business, even online? And so one of the things is that they mentioned was join groups, join Facebook groups, whatever you're interested in. I know I'm part of a lot of running groups on Facebook, and so and also like moms groups and things like that. So whatever you're interested in, join some of those groups, and then do that jab, right hook thing with them. You know, just start making comments and building relationships and having those friendships, and so then you can actually friend them, and then eventually, you know, talk to them about the business or products. But I think most of it is that's how you can build new friendships on Facebook, is through those kind of things. I have low battery.
If you're in running groups, you like to post those pictures of where you're wearing your makeup and it's not all down your face. So that would be a good picture to post in your running group. If y'all post pictures, I don't know what you do. I don't run, and I don't post running pictures. Okay. Did y'all have any other questions, or do you want her to like elaborate on any one part?
Something else was actually get on the phone and talk to them. You know, I know I don't do that a whole lot. Just every once in a while I do, but just if you have a new team member or a new customer, get on the actual phone and have a conversation with them versus just the messaging back and forth. I know it's real easy and that's what we do, but sometimes that live conversation is better.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that was lots of good info, Melissa. I really appreciate you sharing all that. I think I post videos or I say certain things, but hearing, just like teachers and parents, right? The more people you can hear it from, the better. And I think what I'm going to do as far as our webinars, did they talk about the Super 6? Is it Super 6 or what is it called?
I don't know. I didn't.
And Sherry Brown posted videos about it. And so I think maybe if we have more webinars, when we have more webinars, like we'll focus it just on sponsoring or just on customer follow-up. Like those top 6 points that originally came from Tracy Vallejos, and then Sherry Brown did a little series on it. So we'll dig deeper into each of those things that you talked about. Okay. Well, I appreciate you sharing with us. I'm sorry that we had technical difficulties in the beginning.
Okay.
Okay, unmute yourself, y'all, so I can hear you. Okay, thanks for joining us. I guess Natalie had to get off.
Her baby's sick, so.
I'll put in a baby.
Yeah. But she did ask if this was being recorded because she wants to watch it.
Yeah, I'll post the YouTube video in the group, or the YouTube link. Okay, well, thanks, y'all. I appreciate y'all taking the time to pop in. And Melissa, thank you so much for sharing everything.
Thank you. Thank you guys for doing it a little bit later. You know, I'm still
Thank
early.
you.
All right, y'all. Thanks. Have a good night.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.